This is Loving the Imposter. Hello, hello, confidence community. I'm so excited to be here with you today. I'm Amy Colombo, confidence life coach, registered nurse, single mother to 3 boys. Thank you for being here. I dropped a link in here to an imposter syndrome quiz. Who doesn't love a good quiz? There are 7 questions on there that you can answer, starting with my intention on loving the imposter. From one imposter to another, my intention is for you to turn towards that imposter inside of you and let her know that you've got her and that you're not leaving her behind, that she is your most worthy partner on this journey into the sunset of your greatest life. I'm going to start off by asking you these questions, and you can just simply say yes or no. Do you agonize over even the smallest mistakes or flaws in your work? Do you attribute your success to luck or outside factors? Are you sensitive to the slightest constructive criticism or even the thought of it? Do you feel like you will inevitably be found out as a phony? Like you're going to get found out? Do you downplay your own expertise, even in areas where you are genuinely more skilled than others and where everyone around you believes that you're so fit for the job, but you're not believing it yourself? If you answered yes to any one of these questions, then you may be a part of the 70 to 80% of us that have imposter syndrome. So first and foremost, what is imposter syndrome? Also known as imposterism, imposter phenomenon, or the imposter. So back in the late 70s, 2 psychologists, Pauline Rose Clance and Suzanne Imes, coined this term. They found 3 main attributes to this phenomenon: thinking that people have an exaggerated view of your abilities, the fear of being exposed as a fraud or a phony, the continuous tendency to downplay your achievements. This is not a diagnosable mental illness. This is not hereditary or genetic. This is a self-defeating thought pattern. This comes from our own beliefs and biases about ourselves, our level of belonging, and how we believe we achieve competency in an arena. All of this comes into play when it comes to imposter syndrome or the imposter in your own mind. This is going to get triggered whenever you are leveling up. So new work, new school opportunities, starting a business, switching careers, getting promoted. This is more common when people are going through transitions and trying new things. This could even be in your motherhood shoes. I know I experienced this in motherhood for many, many years. As a new coach, a new entrepreneur, there's so many new hats and new skills that you're building in the beginning. You are bound to feel like an imposter in where you're at, in some or all of them. The pressure to achieve and succeed, combined with a lack of experience in this new arena, can trigger feelings of inadequacy. And this makes sense. So I want you to just breathe into your body and just notice what's landing, what applies to you. Imposter syndrome makes sense when we really think about it. It's like, yeah, I'm stepping into this new role. If I'm here, let's just say I'm a nurse on a floor and I decided I'm going to go for that promotion and I'm going to go up the clinical ladder and become a supervisor, a clinical coordinator, or even a manager. There is a gap there. Right? And you might be here and then all of a sudden you're in the role and you haven't quite gotten a grasp of experience as to those new skills that you're building. So you're going to feel a little out of your league. And this is normal. More common than it's not, 70% of female CEOs and 80% of entrepreneurs are experiencing this. It crosses gender and socioeconomic lines. This does not discriminate. You are in with the majority if you're experiencing this. Just at the very least, know that you're not alone. And just knowing that this is a thing, that this is a thing that a lot of people are experiencing, that most people are experiencing, that in and of itself can kind of just let you have a little more space in your body and breathe free to know that there's nothing wrong with you. that these thoughts that are telling you that you're not fit for the job, that you're not capable, that you don't have what it takes, they're not facts. They're not true. They are what they are. This is the imposter coming up because of all of the things that we said, your own beliefs and biases about yourself, your level of belonging, and how you achieve competency. This is a blessing and a curse. It doesn't go away. So imposter syndrome continues to show up throughout your life every time you level up. And this is one of the reasons why entrepreneurs, new coaches, I know there's a lot of new coaches on here, are experiencing this. And it's like once you finally work that gap, you're building so many new skills and you're doing so many new things as a new coach. You're going from a nurse to a coach. You're building those coaching skills. You're going from a nurse in a hospital setting to starting your own business. Now you need to learn marketing, selling, delivery, onboarding, all of the things that you're learning, even just speaking to people, getting visible, getting audible. All of these are new skills. And once you level up in one of them, there's going to be another one that's going to show up and another one. And if we're growing and building throughout our lifetime until the day we die, the imposter is going to be showing up time and time again. The way you feel when she shows up, this imposter, you feel doubtful, self-doubt, anxiety, restlessness, nervousness, guilt, depression, shame, burnout, negative or critical self-talk. So these are really uncomfortable in your body, and they are producing that mind to spin and spin and spin. Those who experience imposter syndrome may end up actually sabotaging their own success, obsessing over minor mistakes, or working twice as hard to prove themselves as a result. I've seen this happen. I was a nurse manager and I brought in so many new employees, and pressure to succeed and the lack of experience would just stress someone out to the point where they would be reactive instead of responsive. They would not ask questions because they believe that like they missed something or they should know. So they wouldn't ask questions or ask for help. They were so insecure in their own bodies that they were finding the proof of it outside of themselves and really projecting it out. I just want to say that really learning how to deal with the imposter, how to calm her down, and making it your responsibility 100%, not making it anybody else's job to make you feel like you belong. Really doing the work of belonging, of encouragement inside yourself really is where all your power is. So how does the imposter show up? Well, there's 5 types of imposters, and I love Valerie Young. She is the guru on imposter syndrome. She founded the Imposter Syndrome Institute, and she wrote a book, and she coaches a lot of female CEOs. She found out that there are 5 different ways that this shows up. So which one resonates with you? And I'm going to share which one resonates with me. So number 1, the perfectionist. Is this you? You obsess about the small things, the details. Life is about setting excessively high, next to impossible standards and expectations for yourself and others. And then when inevitable failure comes to meet these expectations, that leaves the perfectionist just beating the crap out of themselves, feeling worthless, like they're not enough. And this is very exhausting. The perfectionist ends up in a cycle of either overworking or procrastinating, one or the other. This is me to a T. I definitely have perfectionistic traits. The expert, this is where you love those letters after your name. And I have many clients like this. A lot of nurses are like this, right? We love our certifications. We love our letters after our name. We love some kind of a test to deem that we're competent in what we're doing. This is the knowledge version of the perfectionist. And self-worth is directly linked with having as much knowledge and as many skills as possible, more courses, more training, more certifications. And this imposter will just keep telling you, I don't know enough. I need to learn more. I'm not able to go out and coach just yet. I just need to take this one more course. I need to learn this one more skill. You'll keep always constantly in this cycle of needing to learn more. And yet, still not feeling like you quite have a handle on all of it. And then you think, I need to learn more. Often experts are held back from going after jobs they are already very well qualified for, simply because they're convinced that they haven't learned enough. And I have an actual client example of this. I just finished a 6-month one-to-one container with a nurse coach. And she is so smart. And she's so seen by all of her mentors and her managers at work. And she was actually offered these leadership roles. She was offered a manager role in a department that she never worked before. She had spent most of her career in L&D. She was offered a manager role in the ER. And they saw something in her that she wasn't fully owning in herself. She actually decided, very consciously, but decided not to take the role. You know what she decided? That she wanted to go work in the ER first, that she wanted to be a nurse in the ER and experience that before she becomes the manager of the ER. And her plan is to do that for a solid year and then go back to school and pursue her doctorate, because she already has her master's, but she wants her doctorate. And then she will be good enough to take this role. And since she took this new role, her manager now in the ER is recognizing her as a leader. And again, these leadership positions were offered to her yet again, several months into this role. But she has this very strict, rigid idea how she's going to deem herself competent for this role. And the fact that other people are seeing that she has what it takes, she's not fully owning that in herself. She won't allow herself to, because she's the expert. And she needs to have a certain level of experience first, a certain level of education first, before she can actually take the job. If this is you, if you're any level of this imposter, really taking compliments and feedback from people and what they're seeing as they believe in you, and just asking yourself, what would it be like if I fully owned and believed this that they're telling me? What would it be like if I knew that I'm already there? I already have these qualities that I believe I don't. Number 3, imposter, is the soloist. There is no I in team. You want to make it on the achievement list. It has to be you and you alone, because you think you need to do and figure it all out on your own. Needing help is a sign of failure that actually evokes shame. And in order to be worthy, they must brave it alone. And a lot of nurse coaches are even doing this. On your nurse coaching journey, you're not deeming yourself worthy of having a mentor. You believe that you should just be able to do this whole journey all on your own. And to be fair, what are we doing as coaches? We're braving the wilderness with our clients into their inner world of their thoughts and emotions. And a lot of people aren't deeming that as worthy of their time or their effort or their money. Isn't it interesting that even as a coach, a lot of you are not believing that you're worthy of a mentor, that you need to brave it alone? Ask yourself, is this you? Are you being the soloist? Are you holding yourself to this high standard that it has to be me and only me? Otherwise, it just doesn't count. When people feel like it doesn't count unless they did it on their own, that's a form of the imposter. Number 4, the natural genius. I coached a natural genius. This is comparisonitis to a flaw. If you must work hard at something, that means you're not very good at it. People must be born talented or skilled. So these are people that are walking around believing people that they admire has something that they don't. This can be very frustrating. This can even show up in hobbies. These are the people that will kind of walk in, they'll try something. I think of kids, I think of little kids are like this. They'll just try something once. And if it's not really easy the first minute, they're like, oh, I'm not good at this. I stink at this. This is not for me. They didn't give it a fair shot. Anything that's worth anything really needs a certain amount of time to build the skill and the expertise in. But the natural genius will just barely even try. This can look like laziness, actually, is what it can look like. But it's just another form of judging ourselves harshly. And with such ridiculously high expectations, the confidence has nowhere else to go but down. And these are the people that just kind of give up before they even start or try. This is a form of the imposter. And number 5 is the superhuman. This is me. This is the one that I identify with. People pleasing and superhumaning go hand in hand because the need to impress and do good is of the utmost priority. A day in the life of a superwoman or man might involve saying yes to every request, neglecting hobbies, and juggling plates to the point of burnout. But of course, this comes at a cost, because at the end of the day, no matter how super we are, we're still undeniably human. I just want to share that my work this year as a superhuman is really acknowledging this and pulling back and learning to say no and learning to really streamline, because what's happening behind the scenes, especially through year 1 and 2, just a lot of burnout, a lot of crying, a lot of feeling chained almost to my business. And the permission that I would have to give myself is I'm in control. This business does not control me. And really letting go and trusting that I don't have to hustle. There's a difference between working hard and hustling. And hustling causes shame and burnout. And boy, have I been experiencing that behind the scenes. That is something that I work with on my own and work with my coach for sure. So are you a superhuman? Do you believe that no matter how good you're doing in one area, right, you're inevitably like flailing in another? And it's like, when is it ever going to be just all perfect? When is it all just going to come together? That's the superhuman. So those are the 5 different ways that the imposter could show up. And the 5 ways that we want to work with this imposter is, number 1, deciding and committing to the journey ahead, knowing what your core values are. This really is the first step, getting clear, having the end in mind and what your core values are, and committing to that decision. So if it's, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give this nurse coaching thing a shot, decide that and commit to it realistically. Do not dip your toe in the water. Do not be like, I'm kind of like, see if it works out, if it this. No, you need to commit to the decision and decide to be all in. Number 2, acceptance. Always the first step. In the lands of Amy Colombo, Confidence Life Coach, we're always loving the shit out of the thing that we hate the most. So acceptance. This imposter is a worthy part of your journey ahead, and you're going to love her. That is your work. So accepting that she's coming along for the ride. She's not going anywhere. And your work really is to bring her along. And number 3, start presencing her, your feelings, your thoughts. You are not your feelings. You are not your thoughts. You have feelings. You have thoughts. And stop fighting your feelings. Stop pretending they're not there. Stop being afraid of your negative truth. Really dropping in. Part of this process is always presencing the what is, really feeling the uncertainty in your body, feeling what's scary, feeling that fear of failure, allowing yourself to go there. And believe it or not, it may sound counterintuitive, but it's the exact permission you're not giving yourself when you're suffering because of it. Suffering is always due to resistance of the what is. So it's not the fear of failure. It's not the imposter. It's not the frustration even. It's not any of that. That is the problem. It's the resistance to it. It's always the resistance to it. So number 3, presencing those feelings, not being afraid of those uncomfortable emotions that imposter brings up, because she's a part of this ride, whether we like it or not. And we need to learn to meet her differently. We're loving the shit out of her. We're not cutting her off. We're not telling her to F off. We're not making her some kind of bad part of us, because every part of you is worthy. And she has thoughts and feelings that deserve being heard. So if I just let my mind spin and spin and spin, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough. It's like, okay, all right, I hear you. I hear you're not worthy. Let's drop into that. Let's feel that. What makes you say that? And this is you with you. This is you with your coach. The other thing is, start sharing your feelings with very specific people, not anybody and everybody. I can't tell you how many of my clients need to learn this lesson. They continue to share with the wrong person. And they think she's the right person because she's their mother or their father or their sister. And for an entire lifetime, this person has showed up in a way where they cannot hold a loving space for their feelings or their thoughts. But for whatever the reason, my client will continue to show up to that person and share feelings and thoughts, wanting or needing to be seen and heard by them. And this person cannot provide that for them. So sharing your feelings with that trusted friend, that you know, the one that encourages you, that makes you feel better, that is a natural coach. Sharing your feelings with a mentor, a coach, or a therapist. You probably just heard in this live what's going on behind the scenes with my superhumaning. I'm not sharing that with anybody and everybody and my family. The business is going great as far as everyone's concerned. My coach, my coaches, they're the ones that see the real side of me. They see the real vulnerable side of me because I know that they can hold my imposter, my fear, my doubt, my shame, my wanting to quit. They can hold it and still believe in me and still hold that vision at the same time. And those are the people that you want to share your feelings with. People that are going to support your vision and hold you through it, not become it, not personalize it, not make it about them. Okay. Number 4, take baby steps. Don't focus on doing things perfectly, but rather do things reasonably well and reward and celebrate yourself along the way. We are not celebrating ourselves enough for the small wins. This is a conscious practice that, to be fair, none of us were taught. We need to learn this. This is vital. I mean, vital. I do this in my coaching sessions. I give every client a reflection form several days later. At the end of the middle and end of the containers, we do a celebratory session and we reflect back because people need to take account of their wins. Otherwise, they'll just fly by you. You'll just miss them all. So we need to get in the habit of this. And number 5, and most importantly, refuse to let the imposter hold you back. Remember, we're taking the keys away from her. She doesn't get to drive the car, but she's your worthy driving partner. She's either here or she's here in the back seat. And we're taking her along because she has needs. She needs to be seen and heard. And your job moving forward and building that confidence, that courage, that emotional freedom, and really breaking free is really loving the shit out of her and giving her what she needs. So refuse to let her hold you back. Bring her along for the ride and see and hear her fully. That's you presencing your thoughts and feelings along the way. Okay. No matter how much you feel like you are a fraud or that you don't belong, don't let that stop you from pursuing your goals. Keep going and refuse to be stopped. I just did this the other day. I was having a day. I literally thought, the thought came in, do I want to quit? Do I want to not do this? This is so effing hard. And I just said, okay, let's look at that thought. I coached myself in that moment. And I just went back to a photo of me as a nurse on the floor. And I was like, no, I never want to go back to that hard. And the hard that I was experiencing, the like, I want to quit my business, actually felt like the hard I wanted to choose in the moment. And I was able to move forward. Refusing to let it hold you back. Don't let it let you quit, because we're all experiencing this. Anyone that's successful is experiencing this, and it's going to follow you every time you level up. What I want to leave you with right here and right now is you are so much more than your fears, your doubts, the impostery thoughts that are within you. I promise you, you have purpose and mission to go forward. And if you're going to live a worthy, consciously created life, really providing what this imposter needs within you, healing her and building her and encouraging her and loving the shit out of her really is the way forward. I promise you that. I know that you're capable and worthy of the journey forward because you have big work to do. You're a nurse. Your purpose involves some form of service to others. And how would it be to serve others in an aligned way that feels so good to you? I mean, no matter how hard the business gets, I fucking love the coaching. Couldn't love it any more than I do. That's what just drives me forward. And you can do this. Yeah, just like me and my clients have been doing it. Okay, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye.